Hey, my lovelies. I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do July's guidance reading. So, July already is going quick. I'm doing it down here in my little downstairs. Well, it's a mixed room, really. It's dining room, come Paul's gym, come everything else we've got going on in here because it's just quite hot upstairs at the moment. So, my normal office I can't really use. Um, but I can't even put my rings on still. My fingers are still quite swollen from the heat. So yeah, it's made it hard to put my rings on. So it's a strange time. And we're due for some more hot weather at the weekend, which I don't know. I don't know. I don't want it too hot. I don't like it too hot because I just can't work in those conditions. So I'm hoping it's going to be nice and warm, but not stupid hot. But we'll see. We'll see. So, as ever, going to work with my deck, which is the Guided Pause Tarot. And this is a charity deck, just to sort of remind people, in case you don't know. And half the profits from this deck go to Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue Centre. They do some amazing work and they really do help make a difference. So, we're going to look at our sort of, opportunities for July, any obstacles or challenges or vulnerabilities, and then maintenance, ongoing stuff we have to sort of keep working through. And then we'll finish through with a cheeky witch's rune reading. And hopefully we'll get some additional insights there. So going to give the cards a knock, going to give them a shuffle. Let's see what's happening for our July and where the energies are taking us at the moment. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So as we're going into our first card, then we're going into the energies of the Seven of Bowls. Can I bring this in close so you can see? So the Seven of Bowls in this deck would be the same as the Seven of Cups in more conventional tarot. And it's often feeling like we're maybe juggling, spinning plates. Maybe there's quite a lot of expectation, things coming at us in one hit. So, because this is coming in as our opportunities, I think that there's going to be a little bit of prioritizing in July. I think it's, a case of if you've been quite available and you've maybe been spreading yourself to lots of things, if you've been maybe spinning plates and haven't always had the needed fuel in the fuel tank, this is actually, I think, giving yourself permission to say, no, no more. I'm going to now prioritize what I need to do. I'm going to prioritize what benefits me. So, of these bowls or of these cups, it's looking at the ones you want to sort of feed into and getting the energy, getting the experiences back. But it's like letting go of some of the ones that maybe don't add value, maybe aren't serving or working for you. Maybe you're showing up for something and you're really not being respected, you're not getting the return of something. So maybe it's time to let those bowls slip away. So I see this as prioritizing because it's coming in for our opportunities. It's definitely coming out of this pulling and sort of, toing and froing and spreading yourself too thin. We're re sort of stepping up the energy. We're revaluing ourselves a little bit more and saying, no, I'm worth a little bit more than this experience. So it's really keeping things on track, on side that are going to work and serve for yourself in the ways that they need to. Now then, as we're moving into card number two, we're going into any sort of vulnerabilities or any things to sort of watch out for. And we've got the Four of Leads coming in. Four of Leads in this deck would be the same as Four of Swords in more conventional tarot. And Four of Leads, Four of Swords, it is knowing when to rest. It is actually listening to your body, listening to your spiritual body, listening to your mental body. And if you need to stop, if you need to pause, it's okay to do this because this comes in a lot when we're having to sort of rest, maybe after an illness. If we're feeling like we're going into a bit of a crash and burn situation, it's trying to sort of pause, it's trying to meditate, it's trying to sort of engage the healing before we get burnt out, before the experience takes over and we just feel like we're of no value, of no use to anybody. So, Four of Leads is not always nice to do. And sometimes we soldier on through. Sometimes we've got this like stiff upper lip. We're best of British. We keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But when we do that, who's really benefiting? Who's really sort of, gaining from that experience. Because if you're not performing at your best, if you're not feeling at your best, you're letting yourself down more than anything else. You know, you owe this duty of self-care. You've got to be the best for yourself. You've got to show up for you firstly before it can ripple into the hearts of anybody else, whether it's with business, relationships, whatever it might be. So don't have a crash and burn. So, you know, when we look at this as vulnerabilities or potential obstacles, avoid this from happening. Don't sort of be a martyr. Don't feel like you've got to keep going and going and going, because nobody's going to thank you when you're in a hospital bed because you've crashed and burned. And I can think of a few people that initially spring to mind that just keep going and going and going and going. They don't ask for help. And then sometimes when they have a big burnout, they wonder why that happened, or they question, oh, okay, you know, because you're not invincible. None of us are. We're all beautiful souls, but we all have our limits. We all have our breaking points. And don't be tested and pushed to yours. So be real, be honest with yourself. If you need to pause, if you need to stop, it's okay. When we had the first lot of hot weather, I just couldn't work in those conditions, and it made me feel very ill. And I had to cancel quite a few appointments and redate quite a lot of appointments. And I didn't want to. I never want to. That's the last thing I want to do. And, you know, I had to sort of be really honest with my clients and say, I'm of no value, I'm of no use. You are not going to get the best service if I'm in this energy. And the previous round of heat made me feel in this energy. So just to say, guys, if it does get crazy hot and crazy stupid, I may have to do this again. I may have to sort of like say to some people, not at the moment. But, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm failing. It doesn't mean that I'm letting anybody down. If people respect me and my work enough, a redate will just be something that has to happen. It's not ideal. It's a little bit inconvenient, but you know, it's not the grand scheme of things at the end of the day, is it? But for anybody that can't, you know, respect that, a refund happens. It's as simple as that. I don't mess around. I'm not going to sort of beg people, you know, my needs have to be my needs and they have to come first. So to avoid this, so that's just an example in my personal world, but it may be for some of you guys as well. But the maintenance, what we're going to keep working on, we've got to keep being fabulous when we can. So we're going into the Six of Sticks. Six of Sticks in this deck would be the same as the Six of Wands in more conventional tarot. Six of Sticks, Six of Wands, it's about really celebrating those wins, those victories, that recognition to yourself. It's not egotistic, it's not big headed to praise yourself, to big yourself up. Look over your shoulder, see how far you've traveled, see what you've kind of been part of, and really celebrate those wins, celebrate those victories. This is also coming out of a dark battle, a bit of a dark storm. So if it's felt like it's been very heavy, if it's been a very testing time period, maybe there's going to be some good fortune, some good light. Maybe you're kind of coming out of the end of a bit of a dark sort of tunnel, and the light is kind of re-emerging now, you know, because this is a win, a victory. And I think it's maintenance. I think it's kind of celebrating those ongoing wins, those ongoing victories that we all have every day in our life. And some of us recognize them, some of us see them. Some people take those things for granted or don't even see the existence of them. So stop and pay attention, look around and see the beauty, see the blessings of your world. I say it so much in readings because it's so, so true. We're all so much richer than we choose to acknowledge. And this is just stopping to see the gratitude and the value of that. But it's also recognizing you, your personal wins, your personal victories. And I think every day that you get up and you show up for this life and this world, that is your first win. It's your first commitment to yourself, to your own spirit, and it's actually a win. You know, you may not see it as that, but it is, you know, because we live in a very complicated time at the moment. So let's follow through with a little cheeky witch's rune and see if we have any additional pieces of information. Giving these a little channel out to the highest of good. Okay, we've got the rune of flight. Don't know if you can see this too well. Rune of flight. Going to bring that in close just so you can see there. Rune of flight, moving forward. It's freedom, it's expansion. This comes in a lot when there could be some travel, there could be some holidays. Obviously, we're July, so we're summer holidays now for a lot of people. So there may be some holidays abroad or in this country. Rune of flight is also about kind of if things have been stuck, if they've been quite blocked, if they've felt quite restricted, everything's going to start to move, everything's going to start to get going again. Communication might be a big thing. So be aware of communication, if that's been a bit of a block or a bit of a hindrance. Maybe there's been some contracts or there's been some legal stuff that you're going to be going through, paperwork for houses, selling and buying of homes. That could be there as well with this a little bit. Could be in so many things. If just communication within relationships, friends, family, work situations has been a bit blocked, that's going to all start to move and flourish a bit more freely. If you've been putting quite a lot of energy, intentions out to the universe, and you have felt like things haven't really been coming back, you felt it's all a bit stuck and a bit stagnant, be careful, because sometimes it's that whole thing of be careful what we wish for. Because this is like, if you think of birds flying, they fly very fast, very freely. There's no block, there's no hindrance. They're moving forward, they're traveling on. And that's really what this is about. It's just having that freedom, that wingspan to excel. So July is going to be that for some of us. So I think prioritize, put yourself first, do what makes you happy, do and show up to the things you want to experience, that you want to be part of. This energy might free up this, so they might work hand in hand a little bit. Be aware of the vulnerabilities. If you need to stop, if you need to say no to people, you're absolutely entitled and allowed to do that. Don't spread yourself too thin. Celebrate, shine bright, keep showing up, really recognize those wins, those celebrations, and those victories, and keep moving forward. Don't stay stuck, don't stay in the stagnation of what life is. Shake it off, vibe a bit higher, crack on is the message in a nutshell. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I really hope it resonates. What do I need to let you know about? A couple of cheeky shouts for July. We've got some amazing things happening. So demo wise, just to let you know, I'm going to be in Yatton Kennel in Chippenham on Saturday the 25th, I think it is. Just want to double check the date. Yeah, 25th of July. I'll be doing a night of mediumship. Tickets are £14. I'll be teaming up with the beautiful Thomas Clark, and he will be doing Thomas Clare, I should say, and he'll be doing a fantastic, sort of guitar acoustic set with singing. So it's going to be great. It's going to be really good fun. We're going to have Carly there with her Bardware of Frog Lane stall. Mum's also going to be there with her stall. So Ruth Beaded Creations. It's just going to be a really beautiful night. No bar, but we will have tea and coffee and cake available to purchase. So that'll be a bit special. And then what I also want to let you know about. So I've been asked for people to come to my house all the time. And I always say no, because I don't facilitate house visits. I don't have the space. It's just not what I do. But I'm very excited because literally probably like 4 or 5 minutes walk down the road is Gillingham in Dorset Town Centre where I live. And in the town centre, there's this fantastic little spiritual cafe, wellness cafe, we'll call it, which is called Theodora's Retreat Cafe. And I'm going to be there on Sunday at 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock doing some in-person readings. It's a brand new venue space that I'm going to be working from. You can pop over to my website or the guys' website, Nikki Martin, who run the place, amazing people, and get yourself booked in. You can literally pick and choose your time slot via the website and book your space, pay online, and then it's all done. And we will look forward to seeing you this Sunday. We do have a couple of spaces left. So if you want to come and see me this Sunday for an in-person reading, pop onto the website, follow the link, get yourself booked in. It'll be great to see you there. Saturday, I'm in Carpe Noctem in Frome. That's fully sold out. So thank you very much if you've secured a space to come and see me there. On Saturday, the 11th of July, I'm going to be over again in Burnham-on-Sea at Collective Dreams. We do have a couple of afternoon appointments left. So if you're wanting to see me down in Burnham-on-Sea, go and chat to the girls at Collective Dreams. They can let you know what times are available and get you booked in. What else is happening? I'm doing a tarot workshop. That's now fully booked. No more spaces. Thank you so much if you've secured a space to come on the workshop. That's taking place on Saturday, the 18th of July. But like I say, all the spaces are gone. Very excited because I'm going to be learning with my deck. And one more shout for July. We've got sort of Thursday, the 23rd of July in the evening. We've got another evening of reads at Carpe Noctem in Frome. So if you missed out on the Saturday, there's another chance to rebook for Thursday in the evening. Only 6 spaces available, so get booking those quick because they will go fast. Yeah, so lots of great stuff happening. So have a beautiful month ahead. Look after yourselves. Thank you for all the ongoing love and support within my work, whether you've come to see me for private readings or Zoom sessions or on the tour. And I will see some of you lovelies very soon. Take care. Bye for now.